All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the Bootcamp Blueprint podcast, the place where personal trainers go to grow their bootcamp and social media. Now, I am super excited because today I'm going to interview the one and only Kristine Fernandez. Now, I'm excited for three major reasons. Firstly, Kristine is an awesome person, right? She gave up her time to let me interview her, so I'm super grateful for that. Secondly, she's a YouTube celebrity. She's got over 27,000 followers on YouTube, which means she knows a thing or two about how to gain an audience. And also it means it's even more special that she's spending her time with us because she's probably got 27,000 people hitting her up. All right. And thirdly, she is funny. I watch all her YouTube videos and she is so funny. I get a giggle out of all of them. So even if you don't learn anything about how to grow your YouTube or your social media or your bootcamp today, you know what? You may even have some fun. So Kristine, thanks for having us.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
No dramas. Hey, Kristine, let's get started with a quote or mantra that inspires you or fires you up.
Okay, cool. So this is something that I just came up with when I was driving just recently. Speak your truth and you will always be heard.
Love it. Love it.
So
Awesome.
yeah.
I love it. All right. Hey, Kristine. So today we're going to obviously speak about YouTube, being that you're a YouTube celebrity. What I want to do ideally is spend the first couple minutes talking a little bit about your YouTube journey because you've got how many followers? 27 million, isn't it?
Just in thousands. Haven't hit the millions yet.
27,000.
Yeah. So we're approaching 28,000 soon. And that's on YouTube. Yes. And do you want me to hop into the story?
Hey, can you speak up just a little bit, Kristine? I can't quite. Yeah, if you can just sort.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Maybe just give us. How did you get started? Like, what was the zero? You know, what made you get started on YouTube?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
That story.
Okay, so basically, my background is in flight attending. So I worked for Emirates for like 7 years, and my degree is in communications and media. So anyway, I thought that when I'd finished my flight attending career that I'd come to Australia and start this corporate career of my dreams, only to find that no one would hire me. Of course, now looking back in hindsight, it looked like it makes sense. I hadn't used my degree in 7 years. I was competing against fresh graduates and it was just a hard slug. Anyway, so what I did was I did a few odd jobs here and there trying to find my feet. And I found myself working back in aviation. So I went to work for Virgin Australia in the office. And I remember basically I was sitting there in the office and I turned on my phone and I went into YouTube and I found someone that I knew. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. You know, I have known this. Oh, it was actually Instagram, sorry, not YouTube. But she had started from zero. And I'd always looked at these people with large followings going, I never even thought about where they would have started. But you already see them with a high following. Yeah. But seeing that I saw this girl who I knew from zero was now like in the hundreds of thousands, I was like, wow, her life has changed. And I said to one of my best friends and she goes, you should just start your own channel. She goes, you've been recording videos ever since I've known you and you have them all. Why don't you just put them online? And I was like, okay. I thought about it and I said, stop thinking about it, just do it.
Yeah.
So I did it. And she gave me tips because back then I knew nothing about YouTube. I was like an Instagram follower. She said one thing though, just make sure that you post consistently, like do something consistent. A little bit of background before this. I did have an idea of how to operate on social.
Okay.
Because I had worked with some influencers on Instagram. Yeah. So when I came back from flight attending, I knew how to do photography. And what I did was I approached some models on Instagram to see if they wanted to work with me so that I could grow my portfolio. Yeah. And working with them as a photographer, I saw how they utilize the social media platform to build their brand and their visibility. So by now that I decided to do YouTube, I thought, okay, I'm going to take the same approach as these guys and just let it go from there. So that's pretty much it. I started from zero, and in about 6 months, I reached almost 20,000 subscribers. There was 1 week that went mental. Like it just went crazy. There was 1 week where every day I'd get a new 1,000 subscribers, and I was like, oh my God, I hope this never stops. Yeah. It went on for about a week. So I gained 7,000 new subscribers in 1 week. And then the rest of it was kind of like this consistent flow of just new subscribers. And now it's just like, it's settled.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well,
So,
in that journey, Kristine,
mhm.
where along the line did you sort of realize, hey, I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to be was there a number or a time or?
Yeah, well, there wasn't so much a defined number or a moment where I said, oh, this is what I'm going to do. There was a time that I did think, oh, this is gaining more traction than I expected. And I was still working in my office job. So I said to my boss, I'm thinking about going part-time. And this sounded so silly at the time. I said, I'm thinking about going part-time because I want to do YouTube. I knew by now that once I reach a certain following that I could do certain things. I have more power, I guess. Like people would want to work with me. Everything that, hang on, I just lost my train of thought. So I just thought to myself, like all the times that I applied for these jobs and I was super unemployable to the jobs that I wanted, my situation turned. All of a sudden people were asking me for advice. And I thought, okay, where there are questions, I can serve that. So that was the turning point, the point at which I said, I can do this. And I think I want to take it seriously. It was about, I was at the 10,000 mark probably. So I hadn't even hit that consistent, that burst of following.
Yeah. Okay. And what about, say, financially? When did you start to make some dollars from that sort of YouTube platform?
Okay, so for me, it wasn't so much, I wasn't after dollars from the Google perspective, the YouTube perspective, because truly I did look it up on YouTube wondering how much do these people get paid? I don't think it's a lot. I don't think it's sustainable. But what I did know based on the models that I had worked with on Instagram is that you start getting paid when you get sponsorships.
Yeah.
So I didn't really look to monetize it right away because there's a fine line between sort of like serving your audience and then forgetting about your audience and just serving yourself. And then your content changes. And that's why I say speak your truth and you'll be heard. As long as you stick true to yourself, honestly, monetization and money follows.
100%.
Here's something though. Just the other day, I totally forgot about my Google AdSense account. Totally forgot about it, right? I just thought I don't make any money on $100 sitting in there, which hadn't been sent into my account because I didn't put my bank details in. I literally thought you'd never get paid from YouTube.
Yeah.
But that was just, the monetization thing. So that took, I guess that was about a year of being on YouTube. So it's not a lot, but it's not where I was looking to make money to begin with. I was looking to make money more in sponsorships and then my consulting, so social media consulting.
Awesome. Super excited. And let's even get into that side of things a little bit. So everyone listening to this is probably into fitness. So, and you know what it's like on fitness. That's huge on social media.
Yes.
And I did a bit of digging actually, Kristine. Am I right in saying you used to be in the fitness industry? Did you used to run a yoga studio or was that you?
Yes. One of my odd jobs when I came back from Emirates was to manage a yoga studio. And I advised the owner of that studio, I was like, you should hop onto Instagram. And this was like 2 or 3 years ago. And so we started doing some work, but I guess in his mind, it wasn't as serious, like it wasn't that necessary. So he didn't really take it that seriously, which is crazy because when you do decide to take something seriously, then you actually give yourself an opportunity to grow. We now saw, I guess, some of his competitors who would have started maybe 6 months, 12 months after he did, who did take it seriously and now have like catapulted their brand. Whereas, there's always going to be that woulda, shoulda, coulda. And I think that coulda sits there from where I provided the advice. And then it was kind of like, oh, maybe we'll do some, maybe we won't. But I mean, that's a real life, I guess, comparison of what it's really like when you take something like this seriously, because it's very powerful.
Yeah, 100%. Well, hey, let's talk personal trainers now. And let's talk personal trainers and YouTube. Is there a market there? Do you think personal trainers should give it a hit on YouTube? You say there's a personal trainer watching this. What's your advice to them?
100%. This is actually one of the best platforms for you. What you do is very visual, yes, but also like from my experience with just fitness, like I love fitness. where my appreciation has grown is is through understanding. And this is a platform where you can provide understanding and education in long form. And what I mean by that is that when people hop onto YouTube, they're more than willing, they're mentally prepared to sit through more than 5 minutes worth of content. So I think, yes, this is your space. This is your space.
100%. Hey, I agree 100%. So let's actually, do you follow any fitness people on YouTube by any chance?
I follow, who do I follow? I'm not so, I guess because I do travel and lifestyle, I follow travel and lifestyle bloggers, but I do know of some people who do well and have increased their brand visibility through YouTube. Ashley Bynes, she's an ambassador for one of my friends' companies. And I get this, so I used to follow her on Instagram. I would have a look every now and then. My friend was working for a company that works with them, but I hadn't really been that interested because my Instagram is all fashion, travel, lifestyle. I just put a sneak peek. But then my friend was like, oh, have you seen her YouTube? And then it was through YouTube that I got a sense of her personality. And YouTube is amazing because you actually have an opportunity to let people in on who you are. So, like, do you notice, right? Back in traditional media, let's compare traditional media to social media. Models who would go to Hollywood don't always necessarily make it, like magazine models, right? But then you've got a Hollywood actor, and then you might find that they may model on the cover of a magazine, and that is very, like, it's a thing, like people can succeed. But do you notice why? It's because the actors have been seeing their personalities. They've become likable to the public eye, whereas models have been known for just their image. So they have an extra bit of legwork to do when it comes to people trusting them. So, yeah, I mean, in that specific example, like watching Ashley Bynes on social, on YouTube, and her personality, I was like, oh, she's like a really fun person. I think I really like her now. And then that's when I started following her on her other platforms. Once I got to know her personality.
Well, that's it. Well, hey, she's actually a good friend of mine. So me and Ashley are, really close.
Oh, wow.
So, and she, I don't know if you know, but she used to get a lot of hate on social media. Right? She used to get sort of slammed on Facebook, Instagram, all that sort of thing. And that's pretty much what she told me. YouTube and Snapchat pretty much enabled her to get her personality out there. So people are like, hey, hold on. She's just a normal person who's like pretty fun and wants to help people. She's not, whatever the crap she was getting. So I love how you brought that point up. And I think especially for personal trainers, because obviously a lot of it is look-based, right? If you're a personal trainer and, maybe you have a good figure, people might be drawn to you for that. But that's not the be-all and end-all, and that's not really why someone should train with you, right? Your personality as a trainer is so much more important than your body, right? If you're 100%. If you're going to, it's me, okay? I actually hire a personal trainer myself. I actually hire 2 personal trainers, right? And the reason I train with them is because I love hanging out with them. I love training with them. I love all that sort of stuff. Yeah, they have good bodies, but I don't really care about that. They don't have the best bodies in the gym, right? But I just like them for their personality. So I love that you've brought that up with YouTube there.
Oh, that's awesome. It's so true, yes.
100%. Now, hey, let's say there's a trainer watching this, okay? They don't have a YouTube channel at the moment, all right? But, they're watching this. They're like, you know what? I like what Kristine's saying. I want to start and get a YouTube channel going. Let's say maybe they have an account and all that sort of stuff. What would be your top 3 takeaways? What are 3 things? This is absolute starting off. What are 3 things you recommend this trainer should do to get their YouTube often started?
I think number 1, yes, if you're seriously considering this platform, number 1, yes, get started. Consistency is going to be everything for you, especially at the very beginning, because at the very beginning, it's when you're working really hard to get a little bit of traction. So you find that you're like grinding super hard and you're like, okay, I got this many views, and you're always counting the numbers. But it's not so much about counting the numbers. It's actually like social media and YouTube. One of them is, it's a time game. So number 1 is be 100% consistent. That's be okay to make mistakes. Even if like your post from last week is way better than what you put up, that's a learning curve. But don't not post because last week was so good and now you're like, I can't really match that.
Let's say, hey, with that, Kristine, just a question there. I know there's obviously no right or wrong, right? Every person's going to be different. Every industry is going to be different. By consistency, are you saying like roughly every day, every week, every month, or is it just even just pick something and stick with that something?
Yes, do something that's doable for you, that's sustainable for you. The reason I say that is because you will be the one to set your audience's expectations. You will be the one at the end of every episode to say, I'll see you next Tuesday. I'll see you next Wednesday. So I say that at the end of my videos all the time, see you guys next week. I knew that I could commit to a weekly post, but I didn't know what day yet. So I said, I'll see you guys next week. So also from the algorithm perspective, YouTube loves a regular poster. Like if YouTube will be able to tell that you're posting regularly, you're communicating with your viewers. So what happens is sometimes they'll promote your video as the next, when you watch YouTube, like you'll have next video up. So they'll boost you a little bit because they'll say, oh, this person is a content creator. So that's why I say consistency is number one.
Yeah.
Now, let's say you're consistent, you're doing your videos. The second thing to pay attention to is your production quality. So YouTube is a kind of space where, yes, you're right, like quality isn't everything, but let's say you've got your technique down pat, you're a sick personal trainer, you've got your form, but then your lighting, sound, those two things affect a viewer's experience. So you've always got to think about your audience perspective. What are they thinking? Like if they can't see you and your form is on point, then there's a disconnect. So lighting, sound, and I guess the length of the video. At the beginning, it's very important. So at the very beginning, I recommend doing videos about 5 minutes long because you're still learning, you're still gaining trust of people. The more they know you, the more they're interested in watching you for a longer period of time. So I say pay attention to those production elements.
Okay, cool. Have you got a third one for us? So if we say number one is consistency, number two is production elements. Any more? Is there one more we can sort of give these people? And this might even be down the track. Let's say now maybe they've got maybe 100, maybe a couple hundred followers. What's the sort of next step? They're like, okay, I'm posting every week. Okay, now I've got maybe a lapel mic that I can clip on while I do these exercises. Okay, I've got some good lighting here. What would be the next step to take them to that next sort of stage?
Yes, I'd say stick to a theme for a while. For when I say a while, I mean like a year. I think when you gain traction and you start to see that everything that you actually do is content, it's very tempting to just veer away from what your known strength is. And what I mean by that is this, like when people come and follow you, they expect something. They want to know, okay, I follow this guy for fitness and that's what I get. The more they get to know you, like you, and trust you, the more they will care about all of your other interests. So what I mean by that is if you want to get your audience to know you a little bit more, maybe wait, until your 10th episode to do like a 20 things about me rather than putting that early on. Where you're, they just want to learn at the beginning. They just want to learn something from you, and then the more they like you, the more they'll care about who you are. I think that's the truth.
I love that. I think you've summed up I think that's $1 million YouTube strategy right there. Because I've seen that on you, right? So when I started following you on YouTube, I looked at your videos. I'm like, I don't really care. I don't know this person yet. I don't really care about the 20 things about them. But hold on, what's this? The 9 ways to piss off your
flight attendant.
9 ways to piss off your flight attendant. I was like, I'm going to watch this. And it was the funniest thing I've ever heard. If you're listening to this podcast, I'll put a link to your YouTube channel, obviously.
Cool.
Go and watch that playlist. It's a playlist, and I believe, Kristine, 9 different videos. Every video, there's a different, strategy or whatever. And my favorite is Mr. Toilet McToilet, because that's me when I fly, But, I watched a few of those videos and I'm like, hey, this YouTube is actually pretty funny, and it's not only... What I think you do amazing is your videos are funny, but they're also informative, because I travel a lot. I travel 2-3 times a year for work, right? USA, New Zealand, Europe, all over the place.
Cool.
So the travel agent stuff is funny for me, but I also sort of learned. So I'm like, hey, okay, this is really funny, but maybe I should be a bit more respectful of flight attendants. Sorry. Maybe I should be a bit more, respectful of these flight attendants. And then also you did a travel kit one. Hey, this is what you should bring when you travel. And it was really good. I'm like, hey, I never thought about that stuff. But the way you presented it was super funny as well. So I think
Mm.
that's what I like about your channel. You've got a good mixture of like good info, but it's also funny
Uh-huh.
and infotainment basically. So I
Oh,
think
you
that's
know what? I forgot to mention this actually. I think if you're going to do anything on YouTube, you got to remember why people come on that platform to begin with. There's mainly two reasons: to be entertained or to be informed. And
mm,
if you can tick those boxes, I guess when I first started, I knew that like the reason I started with how to get a job as a flight attendant is because I just tuned in to the most frequently asked question that I got, and then I answered it. But in real life, I am quite playful, I guess. I like to have a good laugh. So I combine the two things that are very natural to me. But to anyone who's watching this, I say, okay, you have a load of information. Like you have so much information. All you need to do is inject your true personality in there, because that is the part that is going to make it sustainable for you. Truly, rather than trying to be something that that you like, or like sometimes we see people and we go, I really like that person's personality, so I'm going to start embodying that. I say channel into your true self and your personality. If you're a serious person, be serious. If you're
yeah,
like super playful, be playful. If you know what I mean. So
100%.
but always remember those two things.
Spot on, and I believe with that everything becomes easier, right? I'm not a
Mm,
YouTuber.
mm,
I'm more
mm,
a Facebook person, but I also
mm.
run courses, right? So I've got a lot of
Yeah,
my stuff is sort of video based, and it's just
yes,
super easy for me to create videos and create content because I just
yes,
need to be myself, right? I don't need to think, oh,
yeah,
what
yeah,
personality do I need to do? Who do I need to pretend to be? I just be
yes,
myself, and it's super
mm,
fun.
yeah,
But yeah, sorry,
yeah.
on that note as well. So when I was watching those videos of you, it got me interested. I'm like, hey, this person's pretty funny. What's her background story? Oh, hold on, what's this? Here's the 20 things about you. I might watch that. Oh, hold on, here's her early videos. I might watch that. So I love how you
Mhm.
brought it down there where you need to get people interested, entertained, know you, like you, all that stuff first before you do the
Mhm.
20 things about you. Because to be honest, otherwise people, they don't give a shit. You know, who's just going to go on
Mhm.
YouTube and just, oh, here's a random person I've never met. Let's see what 10 fun facts about them are. But if they've
Mhm.
watched, 10, 20, 30 of your videos and they
Mhm.
start to, be interested in you, okay, now they'll go back and do the back end. So I love that
Mhm.
point there. Let's move on to the next point here. Now let's talk about, say a trainer's watching this, and because I believe this is my sort of philosophy with social media. It's two parts, right?
Mhm.
Obviously, you
Mhm.
want a big social media because the bigger your social
Mhm.
media, the more people you can reach, and also a bit of social
Mhm.
proof as well, right? If you've got 27,000
Mhm.
people, you got some power, right? But the other
Mhm.
part
Mhm.
to it is we want to make money from it as well, right? Because
Mhm.
there's
Mhm.
this old saying, I love this saying, I don't know if you've heard it, being
Mhm.
famous on Instagram is like being
Mhm.
rich in Monopoly. It looks cool and you can show it off to your friends or whatever, but unless it's paying the bills, it's almost a big
Mhm.
waste of money. So I
Mhm.
think with personal trainers, they've sort of got two avenues on YouTube. I'd love to hear your opinion, but I think they can
Mhm.
go two ways. They can either
Mhm.
use it to promote their online, their face-to-face stuff, right? They can
Mhm.
put videos out there and they can promote their boot camp or their personal training services and that sort of thing. Or they can
Yes.
go the other way and sort of sell
Yes.
online products and that sort of thing as well. Not, yeah, maybe
Yes.
a little bit different to consulting, but they can have, they can do online coaching, they can sell ebooks, they can do that sort
Yes.
of stuff there. I'd
Mm.
just love to get your opinion on that sort of thing there, and if that's better than the whole, I choose, getting a few dollars, for views and that. What's sort of
Yes.
your take on that? What are some options, just off the top of your head, that you could see
Mhm.
personal trainers making some dollars from YouTube?
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so personal trainers can definitely make dollars from YouTube. It's, I think the way that we've got to see this is that it's more of a marathon rather than a sprint. So when it comes to monetizing what you actually do from this space where it's all about trust, I think that it's very possible, especially if you're willing or if you understand the fact that this takes time. So at the beginning, I would actually recommend keeping a job that does pay you, because it
Mm,
can be 2 years before you get paid good money to
yeah,
replace your income. But in saying that, if you're a personal trainer and that's your career and that's your life direction, then why not?
yeah,
Why not? Because right now, social media, getting paid for social is very underpriced. But where the world is going, that's where the attention is shifting. Therefore, the value is shifting. Okay, what can you achieve in terms of making money on here? Here's an example. When I first started, I had no audience and no one wanted to hire me for a job. And in 6 months' time, I decided that I wanted to run 2 workshops in the Philippines. So I was living in Australia. I wanted to run 2 workshops. One was a motivational forum. One was a social media marketing workshop. In each of those workshops, I had 80 people attend.
No.
For
Did you say,
someone who
did
had
you
like
say 18? 18 people?
80.
80.
80.
Wow.
Yeah, so for someone who no one had known of, not like if I were to try to do that, like in real life, it would take me, yes, maybe more than 6 months, but I would have had to do event after event after event after event, and then just hope that all of my events end up being really good. But by this time, my intention was to just share information. It was just give value, give value. Have you heard of Gary Vaynerchuk?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I listen to his
Yeah, I
podcast.
thought you might have. All right, so you know that book, Jab Jab.
Yep.
You know that one, Jab Jab. Yeah, okay. So it talks about just giving value, give value, 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 value before you ask for something back. So to anyone watching this who's going, okay, I want to do YouTube, I want to make it a brand building exercise. After you do your brand building exercise, it then becomes the part where you make sales. But truly it's jab, jab, jab. That's value, value, value. It's a lot of hard work from you. You've got to be willing to give. And then you ask for the sale. Like, don't forget to ask for the sale ever.
Yeah.
But don't make that your main thing. Like, I'm going to go on YouTube and I'm going to ask for sales, because sometimes it can be a bit disheartening or even just a little bit, it's hard to work with that on the forefront. But if this is what you love to do and you kind of like doing the videos, just stick with it, and then you can monetize. So you can get paid by sponsorships. So these are the methods in which you can get paid. If you become a very well-known fitness personality, you can get sponsorships from, clothing brands, fitness brands, anything that's image based. But at the same time, if you're working mainly on your personal brand, you don't have to take those sponsorships. You can work in collaboration, and then you start selling your ebooks. Or I know a lot of people who are in photography, and they sell their photography packages.
Yeah.
And they'll go to my website. So you've got the calls to action at the end, where you can your audience will want more from you anyway. When they like you, they want more from you. So it's almost like your duty to be able to provide to them. And if that means something that's paid or something that's free, that's completely up to you.
Yeah, spot on. I love that, because I think also in the personal training industry, a lot of trainers hate to sell, right? They get into it because they like fitness, they don't really get into it for the sales and marketing. So sometimes they find it hard to sell. But my opinion, I believe it's a good thing, right? Because say you've got a YouTube channel, and it's super easy for a trainer to do something like this, right? Say they're running a boot camp anyway. Maybe or if they're at the gym, personal training, whatever. Let's say at the end of their session, they might ask a client, hey, I want to do a quick video on YouTube. Can you hang out for 5 minutes and just take a video of me demonstrating this or whatever? And that's cool. You can just add value on YouTube with that sort of stuff. But what if someone wants more, right? What if someone's like, hey, I love Jono's style. I love his personality. I love his workouts. How can I get more? If I don't have anything to sell them, I'm doing them a disservice, right? So I think that's right. Well with the sales things. But hey, on that note, Kristine, I also want to move on to maybe a little bit more technical side of things on YouTube. So let's say if you could give us like 3 sort of quick hacks in terms of more the YouTube specific sort of stuff. Because what I found when I jumped on YouTube, I'm like, oh man, what do I make the description? What do I make the heading? What do I put as the tags? Do I put one of those image photos? Like all those little technical stuff. Can you give us maybe 3 quick tips on what trainers can do to, get maybe their reach out there more with that sort of stuff?
100%. Okay, I'll start off with the one that I found most valuable, which I never knew about. You know that description box?
Yeah.
When you are uploading a video, if that's like YouTube SEO. Have you heard of search engine optimization, right, for your website? So a lot of the time, people pay a lot of money to get their SEO ranking up there. But when you do YouTube, if you actually utilize that description space as an area for a blog entry, like do a blog in there, that helps with the algorithm. Yeah. So, and definitely so that one's very important. I underestimated that so much. Okay. Another thing linked to that is if you have a video that's going really well, let's say you've already posted some videos, one of them just keeps getting attention, do not change anything in that description box. Okay. Not even one dot, not even one space. Yeah. So, okay, so that's one super important thing.
Hey, just to make sure I've got that, Kristine. So you're sort of saying, let's say if a trainer puts a video out there on, how to squat properly or whatever, they've got the video there, But in that description box, they should also be writing those key terms. You know, hey, I'm a personal trainer. If you want to squat properly, here are my tips on how to squat, you know, blah,
Yes.
blah, 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 blah. Because then if someone's typing in, you know, how to squat or squats or whatever, the more sort of times you have that written in the box and keywords and that sort of thing, the more likely it is to be found.
100%. Yes.
Awesome.
I recommend that space to be like 250 to 300 words.
Awesome.
Give people a bit of a story of how you came around it, but keep using those keywords and then back it up by using the tags of the same keywords: personal trainer, fitness, health, so on and so forth. So definitely use any function that any social media platform has, utilize it to its best capability. So if there's a place that allows you to put a customized thumbnail, you were talking about the pictures earlier, use it. If you've got a description box that allows you this many characters, use it to that maximum. And then, you know, you mentioned the titles earlier.
Yeah.
You can make it as simple as possible, like how you said, how to squat properly.
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of, I always think about stuff that people would type into their search. You know, they go, how to squat properly. That's definitely something that I would say and probably type out.
Okay.
So I try not to make the titles too long-winded.
Okay.
Especially at the beginning, you want to be found through keywords, because if you're not promoting your YouTube channel in any other way other than posting on YouTube, then you're betting on just keywords, really, and the appearance of your channel. So
okay,
so
make
your title simple.
So sorry, just let's recap with that title. So make it simple. You recommend, don't do a, hey, my name's Jono and I'm a personal trainer and I've got all these tips for you. It would be more like, you know, how to squat properly, how to squat, personal trainer, you know, a bit more short and to the point.
Short and sweet,
Awesome. Cool. All right, that makes sense. Have you got one more? Did you give a... sorry.
Oh, I've got one more. Yes, I do. So the first one was utilize your description box. The other one is keep your title simple. Now the third one, on the technical side of things, I recommend, this is technical, but I guess it's also social. No, this is a strategy, but it's also technical.
Okay.
Communicate with your YouTube community. So if you're going to be a YouTube content creator, I recommend also hopping onto other people's channels and leaving them a bit of a comment. Not necessarily about, hey guys, I've got a channel, check me out, but more so, you know, even if you are aligned, even if you're not aligned, like, watch a short video, leave a genuine comment. And I recommend, instead of leaving a lot of short, not really substantial comments, I recommend choosing one person that you like, leave them a nice long comment that's a real reaction to their video, because people read comments, and then if your comment is genuine and it speaks true, then you kind of give all of that person's viewers a bit of a tap on the shoulder to say that you're there. And I don't know if you noticed, have you ever read comments before and you're like either so shocked or so pleased that you actually click on the person's name who left 100%. That comment? Yeah. So it's a way of getting traffic to your channel organically.
I love that.
It's very, very powerful.
100%. I love it because it's powerful, but it's also real. It's not so much a little, you know, trick or scam or marketing ploy. It's just so authentic. Hey, I love your channel, right? Now, I'll tell you a story, actually. There's another YouTuber I follow. Do you know Evan Carmichael? Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Cool. So I love that guy's channel, right? And I listened to his daily motivational thing, and I left it. I thought yesterday, you know what? I'm going to leave a comment, you know, show him some love. You know, he's not going to reply, but I'll just leave a comment. Left him a comment. Hey, Evan, just letting you know, I love your channel. I listen to it every morning. And within like an hour or two, he replied to that. Just saying, cool. You know, thanks, man, really appreciate it. And even just him, a couple of things going on there, right? Even now, I just think way higher of him. He actually replied to my comment. So I think that's one side of things there, where, like, you know, if someone leaves you comments, hey, don't just ignore it, because I think that's easy to do at the start as well, right? If you're just starting on YouTube, you might post a video and like one person likes it and one person comments on it. It's easy to brush it over and get dejected. But hey, all it might take is one comment to, you know, that person there, and they could be your follower for life, right?
Yes.
And then the other way as well, right? Like, let's say, for example, you know, if I know probably Evan Carmichael wouldn't check out my thing and give me a shout, but hey, who knows? And it never know, and it might just be a numbers game. If there's, you know, 3 or 4 YouTubers that I follow, and, you know, every day, every couple of days, I'll leave a genuine comment, sooner or later, one of them might check me out and give me a shout out, right?
Yes. 100%. The thing is, like, if you are a content creator and your content resonates with the people as well, that's why I say choose the ones that sort of align with you. Because if they do check you out, you're always like, the whole thing about this and the activity that you do around this is all about increasing your chances of being found and being found and being found, and then retaining your audience. It's pretty much like a two-step process, or three, because you got to create content, get found, and then retain the audience. And then that's pretty much on rinse and repeat. So if you focus on all of your action to ticking those three boxes, then you give the opportunity for your channel to grow. And that's it. That's pretty much it.
Love it. Love it. There's one last question if we can, then we'll sort of
Yeah, of course.
up. This is a question I get a lot from trainers on Facebook. They're sort of like, hey, Jono, I don't know whether to use, my business page or my personal profile or a group. That's a whole nother thing on Facebook. There's advantages for each one. But let's just go back to a YouTube side of things. What do you recommend in terms of, should a trainer have, a personal YouTube channel where they check out their personal videos and then one strictly for their business? Or is it better to maybe just have the one together where you do a bit of both? There's no right or wrong, obviously. There's some are going to work for some of the other. But if you could just give us your opinion on that sort of thing.
That's a really good question, because when I think about this, I always think about the sustainability of what it really looks like to grow and be on multiple channels. And the truth is, it's a lot of work. Now the thing is, like with personal trainers, I think what you can really do is have one channel and combine both. So you have like, if you want to do like a vlog is a video blog, which means that you're just document, and there's no real, what is it like? Let's say you want to do a vlog style, but then you also want to do a video which is just exercises. Just exercises. No, you might have like, you can do two channels, but expect one of them for growth, or, like nail one of them for growth and one of them just as a place to host your videos. And these videos might be on your website, and it literally just hosts the videos. And then if they grow, they grow. If not, I'd say choose one to grow, and then the other one might be subsidiary kind of thing.
I agree. Love it. I was hoping you'd say that, because that's sort of my strategy on Facebook too. I just think it's so much work, right? That's why, with me, hey, I've got my personal Facebook profile, and also with trainers, Facebook groups is a big thing, because you might have an online challenge on one group, and then your boot camp on another group, and then your personal training clients on one group, and then your weekend warriors on one group. And I could never manage 5 groups at once, right? So that's why my Facebook strategy is super simple. Sorry, go. Oh, sorry.
It's cutting out a little bit.
That's right. I was just saying, that's sort of, so my Facebook group strategy is just don't have a million Facebook groups, have 2, right? One group is just for your clients where you add value. The other group is your community group where you also add value, but you slide a sale in there every now and then too. And I think same with, similar with Instagram. I'm also growing my Instagram, and that's another common question I get with Instagram. Hey, should I have a personal or a business one? And my opinion with that as well, yours may be different, but with me, I just like the one, because I find, hey, I'll post my content on my Instagram, and also my followers get to know a bit about my personal life as well, and know that I'm a normal person too, not just a company or a brand.
Yeah, well, funny that you say that. And I love that, because this is actually what I do for a living, right? So I'm a social media marketing consultant. And one of the most common questions that I get is, how many platforms should I be on? And one of the things is that is not given enough attention is personal branding, and how you can weave your personal branding into your expertise. And the second thing is sustainability. You already have a job. So every channel that you want to be on is a whole other job. So with your Instagram, it's perfect, because how we're talking about YouTube, how it's a gateway for you to be known, liked, trusted. That's the same with your Instagram. Some Instagram is very tricky to grow these days, I think, because people want to be on there, and it's a great place to be. But the thing is, it's very easy for an account to look very static. And by that, I mean, it's like, it's so calculated that it looks like you're following a business. And like these days, I think when we look into social, we go on there mainly for entertainment, not really to be told to. So I think for personal trainers, it's a great idea to have one Instagram account where it's you do you, and you also do your personal training. And it's a perfect combination.
Love it. Love it. Well, hey,
Mm.
just to finish up there, Kristine, if you could let us know what you're doing now. So, you've sort of got that big ass YouTube channel. I think you mentioned you're doing some social media consulting now.
Mhm.
Love to hear a little bit about that. And, if any of our listeners are interested, I'll obviously put a link to your YouTube channel below, but let us know what you're doing.
Yeah, so basically I do social media marketing consulting. So what I do is I make it uh, easy for businesses and brands to do social media, literally like a step by step. So sometimes people will come to me and be like, okay, I want to do it, but I don't know where to start. So we find their starting point, we get some clarity around what their goals are, and then we work backwards on that. And even things like we talk about today on today's podcast, how do you weave your Facebook personal with your business page, with your Instagram and your YouTube? What's your frequency of posting? We try to find ways that are sustainable and honest for a person so that they can do it in the most cost efficient way. So what happens by the end of our consultations is that people can be independent of their own social media management rather than constantly have this out of pocket cost every month for someone else to do it. And because the life that is breathed into your social is actually by you and not by anybody else.
100%. I love that so much because that's my philosophy too. And my other big thing is email marketing, right? So I'm
Oh,
huge on email
yes.
marketing. Yeah. So I send an email out every day. And
Cool.
a lot of people sort of ask me questions on that too. Like, hey, Jono, I can't be bothered sending an email out a day. Do you know
Yeah.
anyone that can I outsource it? Can I get a VA to do it? Can I get a professional to do it? And my advice is, hell no, like that email that I
Mm.
send is from my heart, right? Like,
Yeah.
I love writing that email. It's from the bottom of my heart. I could never get someone to outsource it and it would ruin the point. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That's so true. That's
but
so
hey,
true.
Kristine, I think I've kept you too long as it is, so I'll leave you to
No.
it. But just quickly, two things actually. Number one,
Mhm.
is there anything
Mm.
I should have asked you that I didn't ask? Did I forget anything?
No, I think you covered everything. I should probably ask you. You can tell me about email marketing next time.
I'd love to. I'd love to.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, hey, on that note, if our listeners want to, hear more about you, I'll
Mhm.
obviously put a link to your YouTube in the description. But is there anywhere else they can go to find out more about you?
Yes, it's KristineFernandezOnline.com. That website is the hub of everything that I do, both creatively and professionally. And yeah, give me a shout if you need any help with socials. I like to do that.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, hey, thank you very much for your time, Kristine.
Thank you for having me today. It was a pleasure.